Alright guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Twin Towers in video games and what happened with a lot of video games that were based off of the New York City skyline that happened to be released right near when the attacks happened. How did they change them? Did they completely cut out the Twin Towers? What did they do? Now, I do have to say I did receive an email from someone letting me know about this interesting street racing game. He says, I don't know your real name, but I am one of your subscribers and I find your videos to be very interesting regarding the Twin Towers. I appreciate that. And then he says, these are some photos I took of a video game called Midnight Club. I played this game as a kid, but never really noticed the Twin Towers in the game. One of the levels is called Manhattan, so I recently found the game at my local game store, and that's when I was fascinated by it, having the Twin Towers in it, and got sort of this eerie feeling, realizing that this game is still stuck in the past. Anyways, the game actually did a pretty good job of recreating the towers. In the photos, you'll be able to see things like the Marriott 3 World Trade Center, the plaza surrounding the World Trade Center buildings, and even the architecture. It was all quite fascinating. So yes, this is very, very good stuff right here. So this is coming from a game, I'm guessing certainly predating, September 2001, and there's really no way to remove this from an earlier game. It's not like there's an online update to where you can force everyone to update it and it removes the Twin Towers. This game is kind of just, or the Twin Towers are kind of just stuck in this game for the long haul. And that is certainly interesting. And those games, man, in like the late 90s, how there's just nothing around. Like, you can just look at the Twin Towers. There's just nothing next to it. It's just barren landscape. It's pretty funny and certainly is kind of eerie seeing that, but that certainly is very appreciated. Now, when it comes to some of the interesting stuff that was removed from video games, games were being released. They had to remove certain things and kind of update it. The first one, it would be Grand Theft Auto 3, which was delayed almost a month to make last-minute changes. Since the game was set in a city loosely based on New York City, development was also delayed due to Rockstar officials being based near Ground Zero. The paint scheme of the city's police cars was changed from a blue and white design reminiscent to the New York City Police Department to a black and white design reminiscent of the Los Angeles Police Department. Other relative minor changes including altering AI plane flight paths and other things. So yes, they did make some big changes when it came to GTA 3 and their release, and that was kind of like the one that some people probably remember, kind of the main one, because it is a very popular video game. It is pretty crazy. GTA 3 was released in 2001, and we're still sitting on GTA 5 here in 2023, but I am hearing they're releasing GTA 6 possibly. Actually, I don't even know when that's coming out, maybe 2024. I heard they were doing something with it, but they did make several changes, including the flight paths of the planes. You can actually see some of these screenshots do include the Twin Towers. These are from mods, okay? I believe these are from mods. They obviously are going to take them out with the game being released and them delaying it. That was one of the things I'm sure they did. But it is important to note it's not completely based off of New York City, so it's not like they had to include the Twin Towers anyways, but that was certainly a big one in terms of that. Another one that I found interesting, it is Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. They had to remove references to the building resembling the Twin Towers, and this one is crazy. So look at what they put in place of the Twin Towers. It's almost like you can say it's a memorial, so they have all those beams coming up from both of where the towers were, but it's just like a barren landscape surrounding it. It's like they didn't know what to put there, I'm guessing. I don't know, I just find that so fascinating. What do you do in that situation? You can't show like the debris and stuff. You have to put something there, so they ended up just putting, honestly, it was kind of a good prediction because you guys know that at the memorial they have those lights coming up. Now obviously they have a bunch more stuff than that, but that is kind of what they did. You can see a bunch of lights coming up kind of illuminating where the towers were because they're in the shape of a square. Both of them are. Maybe they look like a little bit too far away. Although, I don't know, it seems kind of similar, but yeah, the entire complex is gone, and just you can see the outline of both the towers, kind of interesting in terms of that. And then another video game that was impacted was Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which was released in North America and Japan 2 months after the attack, featuring the Pentagon and the World Trade Center during its climax. After the attacks, a scene showing the destruction of the Statue of Liberty and parts of Manhattan was cut from the game. Dialogue about the attacks targeting Manhattan was also removed. So it seems like they removed some of their campaign. And there you can see the Twin Towers located in the game. And there you can see the Twin Towers located in the game. Before their removal, you've got the north with the antenna and the south kind of rising up. Although, certainly doesn't look, well, maybe that is the Marriott. I don't know, that doesn't look to scale at all. A lot of these older video games, this is kind of what you'll get. And then in a PlayStation 2 game, Savage Skies, which was originally conceived as a licensed tie-in game based on the music and likeness of heavy metal musician Ozzy Osbourne under the name Ozzy's Black Skies, with a song written specifically for the game called Black Skies. The developer iRock Interactive was later forced to drop the Osbourne branding and retool the game as Savage Skies, both due to concerns about the game's original title and premise being in poor taste in the aftermath of the attacks. Finally releasing the game in 2002, Osbourne would later include the song Black Skies as a bonus track on one of his singles. So that's kind of an interesting story on a PlayStation 2 game that is called Savage Skies. But guys, in general, if you're looking to try and explore the Twin Towers today, I would say I know Roblox has a big community with a lot of different versions of the Twin Towers. I actually did visit one of them in the game. I screen recorded it, unfortunately, and trying to find it. Apparently, I deleted the screen recording. Originally, I was just gonna kind of use the recording in the background as I was doing commentary on something else. But yes, the Roblox, if you are looking to try and, maybe do kind of like a third-person exploration of the Twin Towers, that would be what I would suggest. It's not the best graphics, but depending on which, map you go into, they are pretty intricate. You can enter the towers, you can go around it, 3 world, 4 world, 5 world, 6 world. They have pretty much all the Trade Center complex, depending on which one you choose. But either way, I do wonder, well, I mean, I guess there's just no purpose for it. Like the idea of a video game centered around the Twin Towers where you can enter them and stuff. I mean, what else would you even do in terms of a video game like that? There's really nothing to do. It's like cool for a day and then it gets really boring. That's why I guess it would really only work in something like Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft, you can seemingly explore anything. I've seen the Titanic, I've seen the Twin Towers. Basically, any notable structure has been built, and you can download the map and explore it. But either way, I just wanted to go over some different ones. I would say that first one, the car driving game, very interesting. Also, GTA 3, although I'm not even sure if they were going to add Twin Towers into GTA 3 anyways, just based off the fact that it's not a direct replica of New York City. It's just kind of loosely based off of it. Again, there are mods that you can go into it. You know what they should come out with? Call of Duty Zombies Twin Towers map. When I was younger, and if you were to tell me that they'd actually make a Titanic Call of Duty Zombies map, I would have been like, oh my god. But now that you see it, it's just kind of crappy. I don't know. But either way, it'd be interesting if they actually did decide to make like a Twin Towers, maybe a multiplayer map or something. But that wouldn't even work, honestly, because it's just 2 massive vertical buildings. You couldn't even load all that in. But I think a zombies map could work, honestly. Kind of like, what is the Black Ops 2 Die Rise? I think that's what it was called. Where was that, in China? I don't know. But either way, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.